Good morning. I just wanted to take a quick moment and have a chat about the solar flare that's going to kill us all. We get these channels that are coming out, and I noticed there are channels again today coming out talking about these solar flares and fear mongering to the highest level. And I just wanted to pop on, and the other day I had made a goofy little short video because I did mention, or I forgot to mention a solar flare during the news show, and it was significant enough to mention, but it wasn't anything to be concerned about. Well, several channels had already come out and put out their "oh my God, we're all gonna die" videos. And so I thought, I'm going to make a goofy little short video just to acknowledge it, but at the same time, put folks at ease that it wasn't something of concern. Now, a lot of times when folks hear, oh, it's an X-class flare, oh my God, we're all going to die. No, if it's an X1, it's not, it's not anything to be super concerned about. There might be some radio communication disruptions, but I mean, everybody on the planet's not going to lose power, and your skin's not going to get fried, I mean, this is ridiculous the way some of the channels act. Dabu put another fear-mongering video out I saw earlier today. Folks, don't let this stuff, there are channels, when these solar cycles come through like they do, and the sunspots increase, the solar activity increases, there are channels that take advantage of that to fearmonger you. Now, we all know about this volcano that's going on at whatever, I can't even remember the name, La Palma, I think. And, there was a channel that had really, from my understanding, sprung to life because of that volcano. But apparently the guy just continually fearmongers on this volcano, to the point to where, from my understanding, he's kind of pretty well worn out a lot of people with it. Well, and that is essentially, I have a very short patience for that, okay? So I get worn out on the fear-mongering and the false alarms quite often. So what I'm going to do is, in the description of the video, I am going to link a video that Suspicious Observers put out this morning. It's his news from this morning, and he goes over and does a much better job than I could ever even think about doing. He goes over the different scales and what they mean, and talks about when you should be concerned. I always tell people, and I will continue to tell people, if you want a good channel to watch as to be grounded as to how concerned you should be over the space weather, Suspicious Observers is the one to go with. I will put it like this: if Suspicious Observers tells you to run for the hills, you better be running, because I have never heard him get too excited yet. And he's straight out with the information. He's straight out with the risks, the threats. Unlike many of these other channels, okay, he doesn't have to draw the people in using those fear tactics and those "oh my gosh, we're all gonna die" tactics, because he actually has something to bring to the table. He actually can bring the science to the table. He has well proven that. And, it's not like all these, other channels that just want to kind of coattail off that information. It is what it is, I've said something many, many times to folks, and I don't think people really understand. The reason why there is so much of the nonsense on YouTube is simply because the people are rewarded for it. People continue to watch them. If people would unsubscribe and stop clicking on the frickin' videos, you take away what they're after. They're looking for attention. They're looking for revenue. Okay? But if they continually fearmonger and provide false information, Why would you want to reward that? That's what I don't understand. And that's why there will continue. See, it used to be, with capitalism, in many cases, right? It's a market economy, so to speak. So, in other words, if a company comes out and they've got a crap product, crap customer service, and all that, well, they're probably not going to last real long. Okay? But that's not the same when it comes to YouTubers. Okay? Because it's such an oversaturated market that even the ones out there providing extremely high levels of misinformation can continue to get people and more people and more people and more people. You see what I'm saying? And it's there's only one way to fight back against that, and it's the same way in capitalism. Whenever a company is putting out a piss poor product, right? And that's to not buy their product. Well, the difference is I think it's one thing when you go into a store and you pull out your wallet to pay for an item. You see that as buying the item, and if it's a crap item, you won't buy it. You'll buy something else. But when it's a YouTube video that's quote unquote free for you to click on, that puts it in a little bit of a different category, right? It makes it a little bit less harmful to your personal wallet. But the problem is it's still causing harm to society because it's still misinformation being spread. I didn't really intend to get in on this big rant here, but I really want people to understand why I'm against these channels that provide so much misinformation. It's despicable. Absolutely despicable, and there's no excuse for it. And the only way that we can make it better is to acknowledge that it's there, to face it, address it directly, not behind backs going, nope, directly, and go from there. So, I don't know, that's how I'd always been told to take care of problems, not to run around behind them and whisper in people's ears. I was always told, be a man and deal with it. So, I don't know. Forgive me for being a man. Anyway, this is the video that I'm talking about here, and I will link it in the description. And he goes through and he talks about the different scales and at what point you need to be a little more concerned and, what have you. So, anyway, I'll link that in the description. Don't let these channels fearmonger you. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And, I can't tell you what to do, but common sense says you wouldn't want to reward something that's bad. So, including me. If you think I'm bad, don't reward me. I mean, that's the way it should be. But at the same time, if these other channels, I'm speaking out to them. If you guys think I'm so bad, come on. Let's hear it. Be direct. Be men. Right? Stop being fucking weasels. And stop spreading misinformation. Shalom.